Dude, I can't even see the chat. Where's the chat button? Code live, design, captions, codes. Oh, chat. There's that thing. Look. Hey, Shannon.
I can't see the chat.
Dude, why is it in military time?
Why is that?
Bro, 1805. Y'all got. Oh, he was here earlier. Okay. Well, we should probably tell people we're here. So, let me figure out how to do that.
Let me hit
Oh,
my Discord.
hell yeah.
I'll tell
You do
everybody in
that.
there.
Yep. Here we go. There's 4 watching. It says, good Lord. We actually got people here. Let me copy the link. Danny's here. JP is here. I got you're here. I'm here. Let's get the rest
What's
of
up,
them.
Ray and Danny?
Let's
JP?
get the rest of them here.
How everybody doing? No, I didn't get stoned before we started this. Sorry.
No, we have no level at all of intoxication or nothing like that.
Danny, it might be a barn burner tonight. We got something it's something a little bit of both our crawl, so you might see some loud drunk assholes this evening.
Bro, for sure, drunk, maybe loud. An asshole that pushed me the wrong way. Because we gonna talk about this for a minute, and I'm gonna talk about how some of y'all may or may not feel the same as us, and that's okay too. So, hey, it's good having you back, buddy.
Oh man, it's great to be back. You know, life has been crazy lately, and both of us have been kind of hitting and missing on the schedule. It's good to do, man.
Dude, between my son's graduation and then getting him back into summer school, because like even though he graduates, he has 4 more years of school because he's special needs. So like doing all that, and then you know the other situation for all y'all that want to find out what's been up and what's going up next month for me. You can always join the Discord, and I'm sure somebody put a link in there for that, and you can find out, but you know what's going on, and this has been kind of a crazy time. So getting back to this makes me feel grounded and centered, and I'm happy to be doing it, man.
Me too, man. Everything's been so crazy, and of course, we just can't. I mean, we did get a break in the middle of the storm. We got to do our little vacation, but since I got back, you got to catch up on everything. So it's been like all week. I'm ready, dude. I'm ready. Hey, I got a challenge to our viewers.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
During the video that we're going to react to tonight, I'm gonna need somebody to find something specific for me. So y'all be
listening to that.
Yep.
We've had a kind of a crazy summer. I'm getting ready to get back to school. You got kids getting ready to get back to school coming up soon.
Right.
We're kind of winding this thing down. And I do have to say I've enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching you guys when you were having fun out there on your vacay. That was great. Fun. You guys can see the pictures if you want to join the Discord, and there's some great pictures in there.
There's some scary pictures in there now.
Dude, there might be, but listen, the good news is I wasn't in any of them. So there is nothing you guys can say about me in this mess. All right. You can say a lot of things about me in other messes, though, but not this one.
You want to start with a shot, Kenny? We are getting. Look, I got a prescription now. I got a prescription. Prescription shooter.
Listen, can I do rum?
I don't give a fuck, dude.
Okay.
I'm doing Jaeger tonight. I got some moonshine in there too. I might go grab.
Listen, if that moonshine has peppercorns in it, I dare you to sneeze while drinking it.
My wife shoots peach whiskey, right?
Yeah.
Well, Shauna brought us this peach.
Oh, bourbon. Nice.
This shit is fucking fire. This is now my shelf. I got rid of that fucking blackberry whiskey that was so awful. This is my shelf backup whiskey now.
Nice. I love that. Oh, I like peach. I like peach too. I like peach whiskey. We've all kind of done it where we've tried different ones, see which ones work and which ones don't. When you find the one that's killer, that's it.
Yeah, right.
Well, there we go. Right. I got a little of this white rum here.
Yes, sir. Cheers.
Cheers, people.
Hell yeah. Step 1 of getting drunk.
Hell yeah. Step
Part
1.
Part 2 of the LDA.
We're getting there. Wait, who's been loud so far? Is my mic too hot?
Right.
Okay.
Testes. 127.
We're gonna test these something. I gotta pick this one. Make sure it's there. Oh, see, there's how it did it. I don't know if I like it like that. Nope, don't like it like that. Like it better like that. Oh, there you go. Like it like that.
I like it like that. I like it. What's up, Gavin? Shannon? Martin?
Start. God, man. Google, get out my face. Okay. So here we go. Holy crap. Where are you been? Alan.
All over the place, Alan. We back though. We finna get the saddle is getting warm.
Martin, how you doing up there? Danny, good to see you. JP, good to see you. Shannon, Mitch, all y'all. Great to see the fam in here. If you watch during this, keep an eye. We'll have some. Hey, Stacy, we'll have somebody putting links
John Boy
to the Discord where you can find us. And that'd be great. It's good to see all of y'all here, man. I appreciate you joining us on this Friday night. When this song's been out for 6 months, so I don't get the big deal.
Right.
But like all of a sudden it's a big deal today. But I didn't I didn't care. I had nothing to do with none of this. And then all of a sudden I saw all these people reacting to it. Right. And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
People
are
living there.
All of them said that it was like this song is racist and it's da da da. It was like, you know how they do, they put the clickbait title in. Right. But I'm like, what is the big deal about this song?
Right.
And so I watched a reaction to it to hear, because it was somebody who I would trust what they thought about it, right? And I listened to what they said about it, and then I watched what the deal was, that this building was the site of something that happened like 100 years ago. Dude, you know what happened here 100 years ago? Probably a cowboy was shot right on this property for stealing food from the ranchers next door. But whatever. Okay, so like that's the big deal. It's something like that. But take that out of the picture, because I'm sure there's no freaking correlation. Dude, this is where he's from. This is where he's from. He was in front of the county courthouse from his town. I watched another country artist saying some crazy stuff about it's the most racist place. Man, be quiet.
You know what's funny? The company I work for, one of my good friends is a black man, and he loves this song, and he loves this video.
Yep.
Absolutely loves it. And he's not the only one. And we laugh. We laugh at people that get ass hurt over this kind of shit.
Well, because the funny thing is, really, I've noticed it. The ones that are screaming racist all the time are the white people. Why?
Right.
Like if black people were saying it's like, okay, but you're assuming that everything in the world now is racist. I don't know what happened. They took a guilt pill and it went wrong.
Right. And I live in about a 50-50 area. And we all get along with the shit they're selling you on the fucking media and crap like that. We all laugh at it together.
Oh,
they see through the bullshit that it is. They see through the bullshit that it is. Rommel, my man, I love you.
Greetings from Omaha, Nebraska. Hey, how you guys holding up there? Sean, you still on the map? Oh, dude, right. It is. As you can, dude, like, why is everybody whiny? Listen, when I was a kid, Daniel, if you fell down and scraped your knee and like the shit was all bloody, if you went in crying, what was he going to say to you?
Quit your fucking whining. Period.
Feelings didn't matter. Shut up. It just hurt for a second. We'll fix it up. You'll be good. Go out and play.
That seems like a very brash way to be with your child. However, that's fucking life. When you are kicked and down and hurt or whatever, life don't give a fuck about that. There's still shit to do. There's still things that's, got to get done. Or I mean, you know what I'm saying? The world doesn't give a fuck about your little owies.
Nope. We don't really
get it. So human beings are still like the rest of the animals in nature. It is fucking survival of the fittest. You either keep rolling and keep trucking and keep doing, or shut up and let it fucking take you.
You know, we'll get into this as we get done with this video because I want to talk about that as we go forward. If I am not so whatever, insert
That's right, Al.
quote for something I did that I don't remember, but I think I should remember.
Amen, madam. I've heard that. If I had a nickel for every time I heard that, I'd be filthy rich.
Yep. Dude, my grandma would beat the snot out of me with anything within reach. As long as it wasn't like if the only thing was a cast iron skillet, I might get away, but she'll find the wooden spoon and catch me on the other side of the hall.
Let me tell you something, and we've had this conversation. My mama used to beat me like a government mule, and so did my dad. 9 times out of 10, I fucking deserve that shit, so I'm not complaining. But here's the thing. Today, the way our parents raised us is considered abuse. But let me tell you something. Let's look at the difference. People mine and your age, no matter what fucking life fucks us in the mouth with, we keep on trucking. Why? Because what other choice is there? This generation is like, oh, I'm a victim. Somebody's got to help me. Somebody's got to love me. Somebody's got to get me in therapy. Somebody's got to medicate me. Somebody's got to help me. I got to have a fucking safe space.
When I was like,
life is going to chew you up, bro.
When I was like 5, 4, 6, 7, I don't know, whatever, it was like, I learned this lesson. If I talked, okay, are we past 30 seconds? Yeah. If I talk shit, I get hit, right? It's end of story. Like you talk back to grandma, it's over. It's a wrap.
Over.
Okay.
She'll make you go pick out your own implement.
You know what's funny? I only had to learn that lesson in real life like 2 or 3 times after that. Because I did not like you go out in real life and say something dumb to the wrong person or do the wrong thing to the wrong person, bro. And they are going to not take it. Right? And they're going to end the thing right there on the spot, including you leveled on the floor, bleeding out your nose, or in a jail cell in Tijuana with the same dude you got in the fight with, or whatever.
Right. I've been on both sides of that. I've been that guy. And I've been the headhunter that went around just hunting that guy and being the guy that gave him what
Sean, I ain't even gonna cap on that. That's for real. This generation is a bunch of what?
I told both my daughters, man, and we've actually never really had to whip our we have been blessed with 2 little angels for the most part.
Hell yeah, Mitch.
But I told them, I was like, you know what? I do love you. And I do want us to be friends, and I want us to have that kind of feel. But at the end of the day, there are certain lessons you have to learn before you leave my care, or I have failed you. And one of those lessons, whether you like it or like to hear about it or not, is life will fucking chew you up and spit you the fuck out. And you can either be a victim or you can rise to the occasion and get shit done. And I have that's if I've imparted nothing up, they're sick of hearing it from me. They're sick of hearing it from me. But the world my daughters are walking into, they're going to have to be tough-skinned. They're going to have to be steel-willed. They're going to have the will to just get shit done. They can't adopt this victim mentality because all these people that's adopted this victim mentality.
Let me put it to you this way. For all you victims, okay? And I'm gonna get into this before the song, but I've heard the song, so as you watch the song, you'll understand why this came up. Okay, I was 4 years old when my parents, who owned a 7-Eleven, got robbed, and my mom got her head blown off over less than $50. That shit ain't happening to me.
No.
Okay. End of story. When I heard this song, the only thing I heard is don't mess with me. I'll leave you alone, but if you cross that line, we got a problem. Right. And it's that same mentality that's everywhere.
And the thing is, people like myself and we've talked about this personally.
Hey,
we've
Nate,
talked about this personally between you and I.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've mentioned it on here before. I've mentioned it on my channel, but it's a mindset down here, and it's one that I have real bad. I am the nicest dude ever. I will literally give you the shirt off my back. I don't become that asshole. I mean, I grew up, man. I went through my asshole phase, but you're not gonna see that asshole unless you're really asking for it. If now you push me and you make me become that asshole, motherfucker, let me tell you something. There's no end.
Absolutely.
There's no end to it. So
absolutely, Sean.
Don't make me go that don't start nothing. It won't be nothing.
It is a mutual. Listen, I hate to say this, but go back to the very, very, very basics of humanity. You should You shouldn't kill. You should take care of your own. You shouldn't,
Right.
covet what somebody else wants so much that you're willing to steal it. Like all that. Like go out, bust your ass, earn what you can, accept life. It's great. At the end of the day, I had a grandfather who was like a genius engineer, right? I had another grandfather that grew up poor. Okay.
Right.
The only difference between the two of them was economics.
Right.
Both of them had great lives.
Right.
Like we whine about everything in this day and age, man. It ain't like that. The reality is bust your ass, get what you can,
right.
Be happy with it.
And you just, as a passing glance, touched on something that is my personal pet fucking peeve.
Mm-hmm.
I said it about football once. A lot of the players bitch because the owners make so much money. Let me tell you something. If you're making fucking $30 million a year, the fuck do you care what your boss makes? Everybody is so worried about what everybody else has. If they spend as much time worrying about themselves, they'd have what the other motherfucker has.
At this point in time today, in reality, okay, which is July 21st, 2023, the only thing I care about is what's going on in this house. My wife, my son, my uncle getting ready to move. Right. That's my reality. Right. I don't live in a delusion where, things should be provided to you, or like even some of the videos I've seen lately on YouTube with people reacting to it, was like somebody saying that they feel like having a gun in the house would be like awful because if you shot somebody who is robbing you, you would be taking their life from them. And how could you do that? You valued their life more than the property. I'm like, they're the ones who broke in. I got a sign out there that says, quit trespassing. I'm tired of hiding the bodies. Like I got all these signs everywhere. You come in, you're going to have a problem.
We did a reaction that triggered this conversation with my wife and I, and then I feel strongly about this. They say, well, you're valuing your possessions over their life. No, let me tell you something. They have illegally entered my home. They made that decision for me, and I've got daughters back there. Yep. I don't have time to ask, all right, are you just here to rob me, or are you here to do us harm? Yep. Got daughters in there. You enter my home, your life is forfeit. Period. Absolutely. You made that decision when you illegally entered a man with daughters' home.
Listen, the only reason my mom was not alive was because she didn't have protection. If she had, it wouldn't have happened.
Right.
And that's why I view protecting your property as an essential right. He did not have the right to take my mom's life for money.
Right.
So I view you, it's an essential right of life. I will protect myself from being killed. Right. End of story. And that's what this song is, but in kind of a community aspect. And by the way, for those of you, I just see that Gavin put the Discord up. That's our community too. We have that same value over here. We love each other. We protect each other. We may have our differences, but you come in and F around with one of us, find out what happens.
Right.
So,
that's family, man.
You want to do this now for those who haven't heard this song?
Oh my God, man! This is man, Aldean, man. Look, a lot of people can say what they want about him. He's that next generation name in country music that will carry, but even before this bullshit. Yep. I mean, you've got, like him or hate him, Garth Brooks won't be forgot about, Trace Atkins, Chet Atkins, fucking Hank Sr., Hank Jr. There are names that live on in country music. Aldean's going to be one of those guys.
Yep.
And this is try it in a small town, and he's absolutely right. And I'm going to tell you why, because I've seen it firsthand. Back a few years back, when these people were rioting at military funerals in protest of the military and all that kind of bullshit. I don't know if you remember when that was going on. It was just a few years back. Right up the road from me in Brandon, Mississippi, they tried that shit. And black people, white people, Asian people, Hispanic people, everybody showed up in force and went, fuck you no. Because the local town legislature, the mayor and all that is going to say, well, they've got the right to be there. The people and the cops stood there and said, no, that's the people, bro. We backing them.
Yep.
They said, not here. Not in a small town. That is this is for real. Motherfuckers in small towns like this, you'd be amazed. The black people and white people get along so well because I don't know. We grew up together in a small town. We all did. They all know who we are. They know how we are.
Can I
Each
tell
other.
you?
We know we're not racist, so we laugh at the fucking propaganda.
Can I tell
that
you
they're
how
selling.
absolutely built into our nature it is to protect ourselves? Every species of animals has a self-defense mechanism.
Fight or flight mechanism, baby.
Yep.
Psychology 101.
It doesn't matter what. If you're a homeless person with one can of beans, you're not going to let somebody take them away from you without a fight.
Shit, no.
If some dudes, like I lived in the hood, I lived in Long Beach in the hood. Like when I say the hood, I'm talking about the hood, not the good side of Long Beach, right? And okay, there was a rule. You don't mess around on this block. You know what I mean?
Right.
As I'm walking to work, you don't play.
Me and my neighbor, we do not like one another. We do not like one another, but we watch each other shit because we're neighbors. That is one thing we have respect for each other on. He knows if I see somebody fucking up with his shit, I'll drop that motherfucker in his yard. He knows if he sees somebody fucking up with our shit, he'll drop that motherfucker in the yard and we'll shake hands about it. Yep. We're not friends. We're not even frenemies. We're almost damn near enemies, but we do. Even still, we don't like each other. We watch out for each other. Everybody in this community does.
Yep. And when you go down to the most basic of one-on-one, like you're for yourself. Nobody will have your back but you. Right? You have to understand that in the wild. Nobody's going to protect you but you.
Right.
And so that's what this is. This don't tread on me. It's the don't mess around with me because I'm not the one.
Fuck around and find out.
I will fight you to whatever it takes, but you're not going to take me without a fight.
Right.
And
like I said, are you in my house at night and in my mind it's you or my daughters, guess what, buddy? I will personally notify your next of kin.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's get into this, y'all. This is Jason Aldean. Try that in a small town for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. First off, did you happen to see this video? Ain't even playing.
I was noticing that. However, I will say this: that intro musically is beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I'm not the biggest country music fan, but that's a beautiful intro.
Hang on,
well mastered.
But what I did want to say, while it was on the free screen, was look at that big old, huge bass cabinet laying on its side.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope. Here we go. There we go. Now it moves. Corey Smith there.
Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk, carjacking old lady at a red light.
First thoughts.
Where I come from, sucker punching will get you really in trouble. If you've got a beef with me enough for you to come put your hands in my face and let's get physical, you come to me eyeball to eyeball, let me know. Sucker punching in my neighborhood will get you fucked.
Hey, Madam Red, that's what's happening right now.
Even if you put down the motherfucker you sucker punch, somebody else has got your ticket.
Madam Red, that is exactly what's happening right now. Is CMT is going to get Bud Lighted because Luke Bryan already pulled all his videos off of there.
Right, and he's not going to be the last one. I've heard of.
No,
I've heard
let's get the
at
roll
least
going.
3 others. I've heard 3 others.
Yep, they do need a lobotomy. Yep.
Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool?
Try that with me. I literally dare you to try that with me.
Spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think it's tough.
My thing with that is, here's the thing. I have a shirt that says, "You stomp on my flag, I'll stomp on your ass." If I stomp on your flag and burn it, you're gonna cry like a little whiny little you know what, that I can't say the word on here because they'll demonetize us even more.
Mm-hmm. I got to tell you something. Right there in that video is a powerful thing. I saw a lot of footage of that kind of bullshit. People spitting in cops' face. Now, look, there are asshole cops just like there's asshole lawyers and asshole doctors.
Yep.
But as a general rule, people tend to forget. They deal with the absolute worst humanity has to offer on a fucking daily basis. And you know what? They trying to go home to their kids too.
Yep.
I think other countries that make their citizen at 18 serve in either military or in the police, I almost support that because it'll give motherfuckers some perspective. With that being said, I saw a lot of videos of people spitting in cops' face and all this kind of shit, and then motherfuckers biting down and taking it, trying to maintain the peace. And I'm sitting there thinking, see, that's a better man than me. It's a better because you spit in my face, you fitting to find out.
If it wasn't for the military, my nephew, who's been in for 13 years now, and is 30. He'll be 32 this year. He's been in for 13 years now. If it wasn't for the military, he would be just like this new generation. Right. The military showed him reality. The reality is the world is fucked up. There's people doing fucked up things. Right. And some people that you love are going to get fucked up, and there's nothing you can do to take it back. I mean, he was honor guard. Dude, he was honor guard for 8 years. Like that's one of the hardest jobs in there, you know?
Right.
So like, I really understand what you said there. Like right now we got a bunch of people who have never experienced real trauma. Just somebody said a bad word to them and they're all butthurt about it.
That is something funny enough psychologically that's plaguing our nation now. Mm-hmm. Nobody in this current generation has known real World War. No one has known real, I mean, the Great Depression. We're so far, things have been going at least hunky-dory enough that people haven't paid attention for, you know what I'm saying? For a while.
They thought this.
They haven't faced it.
They thought this gas hike in prices was bad. They weren't there in the 70s and in the early 80s when the gas lines were so long that people would run out of gas waiting and push their cars up and oftentimes get there and there was no gas left.
Right.
Like that, like y'all, like we have everything. We have created an entire convenience problem. The convenience problem is lazy. The convenience problem also, by the way, is going to be what ends up being our demise. Because I got a question. How many of you at 16 years old, if there's anybody watching, maybe you're 20, so look back 4 years ago, how many of you had already changed a tire on a car or done your own oil change?
Shit, yeah.
Yep. How many of you know how to research an electrical problem in your car? How many of you know how to repair said electrical problem? How many of you know what a vacuum advance problem is? Right? Like, we have everything so easy. Everybody does everything for us.
Right.
And we can't do anything for ourselves anymore.
Let me tell you something, dude.
Scares me.
I by chance took a chance and popped in, and it was off of another platform I'm on in a topic I was interested in. So I jumped in this Discord, right? And first thing I see is this dude who's probably about 500 pounds overweight.
Yep.
Already had posted a naked picture of himself.
Yep.
And he's talking about the fact that he had to work 4 days that week, and damn the man, the society, blah, men, but we are not, blah, 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 blah. And I just said, look,
that's true.
Considering what our grandfathers, how they worked, from sun up to sundown and later, and I mean worked. And if it wasn't at work, it was in the garden at home. I mean, you worked. People today don't know that kind of work. And I'm like, so by comparison, we have it pretty easy.
Can you see
and I was trying to be positive, and he's like, "You're stupid. You're stupid."
Because Madam Red is actually back, and you haven't experienced it yet. But I'm going to warn you that she says, "Pretend y'all don't see me." That's a bad sign. So we're going to stop talking about cars, and we're going to play some music.
We'll try that in a small town. See how far
but you'll find out why in our Discord. I want to go back. If you think this song is,
don't.
if you think this song is problematic, I want to go way back. And if you weren't old enough to be there, you've heard of the name Richard Ramirez, the Hillside Strangler.
Right.
That dude wreaked havoc in a very expensive area and then another very prominently white area. And he did this all within 20 miles of my home when I was a kid. And then he got to Duarte and Monrovia area. And when they caught him, they beat his ass so bad he was begging the cops for help when they got there. You want to know what happened? Nobody in that town got hurt by him.
Right?
Cheers, but I'm gonna
The proof is in the fucking pudding. Correct?
It's simple. It's simple. If you love somebody enough, you're going to protect them. If you care about something enough, if you value something enough, you're going to protect it. If you have nothing, you're going to protect what little you have. End of story. Here we go. Jonas Brothers Peach. All right, let's go. White rum. Here we go.
Cheers.
Get more drunk. Madam, that was just a little intervention for drinking so that we could fulfill the, drunk part of the show. So I'll press play.
I keep that up. I'm on my way.
Yep.
Try that in a small town. Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one
Absolutely,
day they're
Eric.
gonna round up. Well, that shit might fly.
We just came back
in
from
the city. Good luck. Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town full of good old boys.
Bro, this right here, look. This is my life right here. My life in a flash.
A small town full of good old boys.
Pull a gun? Nope, not a chance.
Raised up right. If you're looking for a fight, try that in a small town.
No, you ain't getting away with that in our town. You want to jump on cop cars and smash windows out of a cop car in Hollister? It ain't happening.
Let me touch on something real quick before we go again.
Mm-hmm.
Being a musician, musically, this is a great song and it's well produced. I could hear, man, the music to this. Again, I'm not the biggest country guy, but this has enough rock edge on it. I mean, this song has a great sound. It's mixed well. It's produced well. All the musicians involved in it are top shelf, obviously.
The tones are
It's a
great.
good song. It's just a good song, and it's well put together song.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And there's nothing
Musically speaking
in this, and there's nothing that I've heard in the lyrics at all that anybody that I know of would find offensive.
Right.
So, let's keep going.
Farmers are dropping their own crops for the day. A friend is in need, and they've come to help.
It's what this community and a lot of our communities stand for. Somebody needs some help, you'll get it.
We just went through that in California. We ain't got a lot to complain about, but this winter was very different for us, and there was a lot of flooding. And here we have a little area called Lover's Lane out in the side of the county. It's kind of at the bottom of a hill, and so it's kind of it's a little low land, and they got flooded so bad that 53 homes were uninhabitable.
Wow.
And you talk about a quick response. People hitting up homeowners. Do you have an RV to stay in? We have one. We could put you in. And people literally brought RVs over to the empty Kmart parking lot and lined them up for people to stay in.
Right. You know, as beautiful as that is, though, Kenny,
Mm-hmm.
what has happened to
Yes,
society? What has happened to society where it takes those disasters to create that feeling of community?
Well, out here
When I was growing up, that
got
I mean, like I
that
said, people still traded. Like if this guy had dairy cows and had milk, and these people had chickens and had eggs, I'm talking. You know, when I grew up, community was still bartering with each other to help survive because there was only one grocery store in the county, and you didn't go there every day. You only went there for the shit you absolutely had to have and couldn't get. I mean, you know, you grew your own shit and you hunted.
To give you an example, and the people in the Discord that know me know this. This past November, a dear friend of mine lost her husband, 93 years old. She was 83. I've spent day after day after day delivering coffee to her every morning.
Cool, Eric.
Every morning, just delivering coffee to her because I feel like it's the right thing to do. Right? And, you know, she could go get the coffee, but what she really needs is company. You know, that's what you're talking about, that when somebody needs something, you may not have any money to provide them, but what can you provide them? And you find out what that is and you do the best you can for them. It's called being really, I know.
Sometimes it's the sweat off your back.
Chuck, listen, I'm being held hostage against my will by Democrats in California. I am not one of them. Look at the damn sign. Look at the arm, dude. I'm not one of them. I get it. Okay, back to the video. Chuck, help me get out of here.
That fat bottom out of the base.
Oh, absolutely, man. That to me is just it's beautiful. It's a great performance.
Right, it's a good song.
If you all remember, who can remember back in the day, this artist John Cougar, who became John Cougar Mellencamp, who became John Mellencamp, right? His songs
set off fucking Jack and Diane in my head just then.
What about Small Town?
Yeah, that's a great song too.
Like all of it. That's what our country has been. The metropolises are trying to get into your small town. Don't let them.
And you know, another pet peeve of mine is when somebody from Chicago tries to tell me something about the environment. Bitch, I grew up in the environment.
Yep.
I'm a country boy. I know
a little pink houses. Madam Red. Oh, I hate to cut you off. Madam Red said little pink houses. If y'all remember, MTV had a contest where they're going to give it away. And he says, I'm going to paint the mother pink for his little pink houses.
I guess I missed it.
Oh, God. Sorry. I might be the only. Well, Shannon remembers. You're not old enough, but you may be. I don't know. I don't want to judge, but Shannon remembers. Damn, not lying.
I'll remember the birth. I watched the birth of MTV. I just may have missed that particular little thing.
Are you sending me a hug because I live in California or somebody else?
Little trivia for y'all's ass. What was the first video played on MTV? Secondly, I said that I wanted our mods or somebody. There is a T-shirt I saw on a social media platform today. It's a black T-shirt. It's got white lettering. It says, try that in a small town. Somebody find that T-shirt. And post a link if you would. I'll take a shot for someone if they can find that.
Yep.
I'll take a shot because I reward them.
I'll take a shot while you're looking. I'll take a shot while you're looking. Let's go. This is a Malibu. It counts, right?
Yeah, this is.
I mean, it's white rum, just coconut flavored because, you know, why not?
This stuff is dangerous because it doesn't hurt to shoot.
Hey,
shit smells good.
I gotta tell you, dude, I got some whiskey that I kind of regret buying because It hurts to shoot every time. So I might send you what's left.
Bro
of the
hug,
which is
Sean.
all minus one shot. Mm-hmm. Video killed the radio star.
And didn't it?
Name the band, Josh.
And then they stopped playing music. I mean, this is what, the 27th anniversary of the last time MTV actually played some fucking music?
Dude, I remember my grandma got cable for us, and we got it installed the day before MTV went live at midnight. And she allowed us to stay up. And I saw a little rocket ship and the whole the song. And I was like,
Right.
I don't know what this is gonna be, but I'm waiting.
Dude, you're old enough. I don't know if you got to see it, and I've talked on this before. Before MTV,
Yep.
the where you watch videos was on NBC
Channel
Channel 3 on
3,
the ka-chung,
and they
ka-chung,
catch
ka-chung, ka-chung, the three station ka-chung TV. Was NBC Friday night videos. Came on about 12:30 or 1:30 in the morning on Friday night, and that was my introduction to videos. And that, dude, it was funny because at the time they were playing the top 10 on the Billboard charts that week on that show.
Mhm.
And it was very dominated by Sting and the Police, and Annie Lennox,
Yep.
the Eurythmics. It was very dominated by them for a very long time. Those were two groups that actually were huge.
If you want to, you guys, you can always go Google it, and there is actually a list of the first 3 days of all of the songs that were played on an MTV and how often they were played. And
Right.
it's pretty legendary because you have to understand Billy Squire. Yes, definitely. You have to understand, if it wasn't for MTV, who would have ever found them?
The fuck am I hearing, dude?
My computer. Did
Oh.
you whine real high?
Yeah, I thought I heard some chatter. It was weird, man.
Listen, I'm
Like,
gonna
what the
kick
fuck am I hearing?
Okay, at this point in time, I'm the tech advisor, but I'm not the drunk advisor. Do I shoot it or do I just kick it?
No, if you shoot it, we die. Hey, funny enough, in all Russian maintenance manuals for whatever it is, do you know what the step number one for their maintenance manuals for everything? Hit it with something.
Yep, beat the shit out of it.
Hit it with- That's not
Let's go. All right, back. Hey, how many of you had to hit the side of your TV to get the color to engage again on your little 13-inch one?
Oh, dude, I was the fucking dummy. I had to put the rabbit ears on with a tinfoil and go stand behind that motherfucker. When I was like 5, I had to stand a certain way so my grandmother could watch her fucking episode of Dallas.
Oh my God, Dallas. Listen. If you think, okay, listen, for everybody over the bitchy sensitive age, I don't know what age that is anymore because I'm old. I'm way past that. I want you
That's
to
what I
take.
heard, madam.
I want you to take all your little bitchy sensitive friends and put on replays of All in the Family, Benny Hill,
That shit would go over like a lead balloon. to me.
right? The Jeffersons, right? Like
The
Chico and
Jeffersons were the bomb, bro. Good times.
Chico and the Man, like Welcome Back, Cotter. We're gonna go to all that shit where they made
Yeah.
fun of each other because of whatever their background was. Y'all
Right.
would lose your crap.
Right. I used to have a Hispanic friend,
Mm-hmm.
and I ain't trying to offend anybody by this, but I'm Irish, and that motherfucker called me a fucking lousy potato farmer. And I guess I shouldn't say
Eric,
I shouldn't say some of the names I called him, but that was terms of endearment.
Eric says the GameSpot remote control was the downfall of MTV. They should have got a wired one.
Look, when the first remote controls come out for beta, I'm talking beta, not VHS, beta. If you remember beta, it had a cable, and my dad is a flooring guy, so he cut the carpet all the way to his recliner and made a seam for that cable where it was hid, and that remote was right there.
Okay, for all of you in here right now, and I don't know how many there are, but we're going to kill some time with this because this could be fun while we watch. Your very first computer and your very first gaming system. Go ahead in the chat.
Mine was a fucking oh my God, it was in BASIC. It was a shit. I'm trying to remember what company actually made this motherfucker. But of course, there were no visuals. It was all text based back then. Oh God, my first gaming system. Actually, for me, I think I got a ColecoVision first. My cousin got an Odyssey.
Ooh,
But at my
damn.
grandfolks, they had. Do you remember the Vectrex? Do you remember the Vectrex? It was its own little arcade looking thing, and it had its own little controller.
Yeah.
And funny enough, there was a game on that called Spike. I'm not saying
You got a
nobody stole an idea,
Nintendo.
but the
Yep.
birth of the Mario Brothers and shit on Donkey Kong, that whole
We
getting
got
up the ladder to
Atari.
get to the demon. Fucking Vectrex had a game like that years before the Mario Brothers come out called Spike. One could say they stole that from the Vectrex.
Wow. My first
I had an Atari 2600.
my first
Yeah, yeah.
gaming system was
I still have it.
my first gaming system was an Intellivision, and my first computer was a Tandy TSR-80 from Radio Shack.
That's what we had at school. That was the first time, because other than that little, God, I wish I could remember what brand that was. My uncle had it, and like I said, it was all Unix based. If anyone knows what that means, long before there was such a thing as Windows or even
Pong.
DOS for that matter. And then, but like the first computer I really got to start tinkering with, it had some visuals, was a Tandy up at school.
My
Floppy.
my uncle who lives with us and is getting ready to move out next month. We didn't have money. I was raised by my grandparents after my mom got killed, and we were all on Social Security. So like, we grew up, third of the month to the third of the month. And he decided to buy me that computer and a realistic cassette deck because you backed up your data on cassette, right?
Right.
And what
I
he
remember that
did,
shit.
he got the computer and the cassette deck and everything to hook it up, and then he sent that with a stack of papers about this thick, dude, and I had to type in every line of the entire code, and if I missed anything, it didn't work.
Right.
And when he got done to the whole thing, it took an hour and 4 minutes to create a sine wave on the screen where it basically looked like you dropped water in a lake.
Do you remember the computer, the little computer I was talking about, and this one for you may have been the same. Back then, way before DOS, there was BASIC. That was the computer language, and it was like that. You had to
internet, Eric.
That you had to type in. It would take you an hour. Like if you wanted it to just print your name across the screen a bunch, it would take an hour worth of input and code to fucking
do a stick figure Lamborghini, which was all straight lines, right? And except for the wheels, and that thing, you'd be typing code forever, and then you'd run it and take 45 minutes to print it out, to like put it on the screen.
All right. I remember, man, when the internet was first being born, I remember the 14.4 modem. It was like to log into Hotmail. First off, to connect, you would like tell your computer connect, and then you'd like go cut the grass and fucking get a shower, come back. Then to log into Hotmail, you would go like eat your supper and fuck around for a while, and then come back. It took so long.
Dude, we started out with the 56K modem.
That was, man, look, when the 56K first come out, dude, that was the shit. That was the shit.
In school, the very first computers I worked on in school were Apple IIes. The all-in-one. Like, dude, that shit taught me. If it wasn't for that, I couldn't have fixed as many problems as I did throughout my life with work, with computer systems we bought, or whatever it was, or if any of you own a Windows computer, you know what I'm talking about, having to fix crap all the time. Thank you, Microsoft.
Windows used to, you could get into all kinds of shit. It's hard now. Windows tried to streamline. They dumbed it down, is what they did. They dumbed it down because people have been dumbed down. And you just can't. just get into shit like you used to. You could start opening shit, digging shit, and troubleshoot your shit, and 9 times out of 10 fix it
Same
yourself.
like cars. Remember before they
you
had
can't do that shit
same like
on here.
cars.
They don't let you. They don't allow for that anymore.
Now they have a big old plastic cover that goes across the whole engine compartment. You can't see nothing.
They want you to take that shit somewhere,
dude.
Mhm.
My Mercedes, when I had, because I've had 2 Mercedes. One was an old C230 compressor. You remember the little tiny ones? Dude, that thing was bad, dude. It took off like crazy. So I bought another one. I'm like, I'll buy a C230 Sport, a newer one. And that was a huge old lemon. Like, it was ridiculous.
Dude, my one experience for the Mercedes, like the day after I got my driver's license, and my mother being a paranoid woman, there was a friend of the family that had this classic model, like 60-something Mercedes, beautiful car. And he comes in and says, "Oh, I hear somebody just got their driver's license. Here, take this for a spin." My mom's like, "No." And I had the keys and I was gone. And I drove that car and it was awful. It was one of the most awful driving experiences to this day I've ever had. I brought the car back and he asked me, he said, "What do you think about it?" And I said, "To be honest, dude, I was expecting something different out of a Mercedes." He said, "Well, how fast did you drive it?" And I was like, "Oh, no, I stayed within the speed limit. I didn't speed in it, I promise." He goes, "Son, that car was built to ride on the Autobahn.
Right.
Go put it about 100." He said, "Go put it about 120 and see what happens." And I snatched the keys when my mom's like, "No, no, no." And I'm out the door. Well, right down the road from where I live is what we call the Pricedale Flats. And I hit that motherfucker in about 100. That motherfucker went from
Dude, I'm telling you, I've had both.
That motherfucker at 110
I've had
was
Volkswagen Jettas, I've had Porsches, I've had Mercedes. All of them German cars are meant to just go faster than they're supposed to be. Like, it is what it is. I like the worst part. I've had some like, I had the compressor, I had the V6, which had a decent amount of horsepower, but my very first Mercedes experience was like an 80s 350 SL, right? And the car that I had right before that was a Porsche 935 slope nose Gambala twin turbo. I blew that shit up because I was trying to do the Rockford Files while I was drunk and put it in reverse while spinning around and blew that thing up. And they gave me this shitty ass Mercedes. And I swear to God, dude, I took it back after I tried to drive up a hill.
You know what I miss? And maybe this is a perspective of having to work on it, but you know what I miss?
V-dubs are bad.
I miss the straight six.
I
miss those, man.
Dude, if you've ever had a 280Z,
I have burned some road up in a 280. I promise you.
The other one, ironically, which, you know, it doesn't make sense as an engine until you understand how it makes sense, but the rotary drive Mazdas, the RX 6s and RX 7s, those were equally as badass as the 280Zs with the V6.
Right, man. Those rotary engines, as long as you did your fucking maintenance on those motherfuckers, they'd run forever. There was a dude in college that was, and oh God, dude, I was just short of having the money and I couldn't talk him down anymore, but he had a 280 in fucking, dude, it was like showroom floor condition, and he was only asking $1,500 for it. And all I had was 12.
201.
All I had was 12.
Wow.
I was dying. He let me test drive it, and I was like, dude, I was like, look, I will cut open my back and give you a kidney with this $1,200. He said, nope, I got to have 15. I was like, dude, you're killing me.
Dude,
I wanted that car so
Madam wants us to stop talking about cars now too. So what we're going to talk about instead is wolf noses. I have a question. Do you prefer your wolf nose wet, long, shorter, wider, fatter? I mean, do you want the wolf nose to be aggressive? Should it wear,
Kenny,
I don't know, a
Kenny. After Pensacola and witnessing the wolf nose live and in person.
Yep, Pontiac Sunbird, nice.
Stop it. It's much more intimidating in person. Stop it.
Bro, you say that
motherfucker makes its own gravity.
You say that I've been to prison where you all have to shower together naked. Like, there is nothing that surprises me anymore. I work with percherons. I've seen it, right? All I know is I look down and I go, that ain't me.
Oh,
Dude.
tell her hi, Sean, next time you talk to her if you've already off phone.
Sean, what's up? Hey, she said hi. She loves you
Look
guys.
how beautiful my wife is.
Hey, tell Cindy I said, hey, what's up? Hey,
Oh.
Jocelyn, tell her to look at me.
No.
Tell her to look at me.
Look, Jocelyn. He said, look. Do you need me to relay? He
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Love ya. Family, you guys. If you don't know, you don't know. But I'll tell you what, man. The coordination that it took and the amount of time it took to get this LDA podcast together, it wasn't something we planned when I first met Daniel. In fact, the first time I ever joined the Discord is because I watched him react to the Jesse Howard one, my house. And I happen to know Jesse Howard and New Breed because they came to my house, and I got to do a really good interview with them. And awesome, I love their music.
From what I hear, they're good. From what I hear, they're good people.
They're amazing, dude. And what I did was I started searching for other people that were reacting to their music, and that's how I found you guys. And then I got in here in your guys' Discord, and it turned out that there was one Madam Red, and her and I go back further than you and I do. And
she's the glue.
And she's the glue. She's like, I'll tell you what, y'all want some family, get in the Discord. For real. Like, name drop much for your name? Hell yeah. Look, I'm clout chasing on you, Red. Somehow get me views and make them pay me. Next we'll hear Gmo. No, I wasn't gonna say that, but thank you for mentioning that. That's pretty cool. That's free promo for me, even though I had no idea I was gonna say that. But hey, no, what I'm saying is, y'all, this podcast started because a couple dudes who found some similarities, right, in the values that we have. Our families first, treat people with respect. If they don't treat you with respect, you could shut them off. They cross the line, it's over.
Right.
And the LDA came from over a year in Discord with all these people during your lives and all of the crazy.
And I say it all the time. When you come to our live streams or you come to our Discord, it ain't me or even my wife or even you. Well, you to a degree. These people, man. I just got to meet a handful of them in Pensacola, Florida.
Dude,
and
was awesome.
We partied, of course, but those were good fucking people.
Yep.
The people we're not after numbers in our Discord. Yep. We're building a thing there, man. And
we want
a
community. Thank you. Right. We actually want a community because at the end of the day, if you ain't got friends and family, what do you got? Right? So I hope all of you, if Red can post the link for the Swole Patrol.
Not for the podcast, Alan. Still for the live streams and reactions, but just for not for the podcast.
Yep.
She's in there getting her daily dose of smut. She'll kill me if she knows I said that. She's in there reading her whatever it is she's reading.
Oh God.
I'm not complaining.
The irony behind it is, you got your medicine bottle. Look,
my prescription.
Here you go.
This is completely legal alcohol.
I'm drinking this, and I'm going to do something that's completely legal in my state. So, if you know, you know.
If you know,
every once in a while, you got to suck a skull. So,
put it right in your lips and suck it,
dude. Listen, why would you do it any other way? What are you going to suck its nose?
Blowjob's just an expression. You got to suck that thing,
right? Listen, I don't even understand why they call it that. If they do that, it's weird. What the hell, dude? That's false advertising. What, hon? I'm still on. Oh no, we're talking about blowjobs and how that's false advertising. My wife's coming in and I'm still on the podcast.
You're still doing this?
I'm still doing this.
What are you doing?
And I'm telling my wife that blowjobs. Hey, you guys, you still have 3 minutes. What, 3? We're going till 7:30, dude. That's 12. If your new PC already has a clock issue, you should return that thing.
I mean, fuck a duck, dude.
Listen, if the duck is a loud drunk asshole, I'll welcome him in. So,
Got any grapes?
dude, I got grapefruit Romulan, if that matters.
Hey, I still have some of that in there.
Dude, that's the
I've
target.
been setting it.
All right, listen, Reds are back and have won 3 in a row. Everybody join the Discord so we can jump on Shannon's shit and tell him how much we love the Reds. And if you hate them, Madam Reds back.
I don't like. I don't dislike the Reds. I'm indifferent to the Reds.
Listen,
However, I can support a fellow sports fan, and that's his team. So go Reds.
oh, he said
I'm
2 minutes
I'm
till
a Braves fan
420.
personally.
Oh, well, we hit that early, so y'all better catch up because there might be a delay in the
I'll
stream.
hit it again. I'm not scared. I'm a Braves guy myself, but I'm not gonna hate on the Reds because my compadre over there, me and him it was funny during it was Auburn Ole Miss because he's an Auburn fan. I'm an Ole Miss fan. We were having that conversation, and there was a little trash talk, but it was civil and it was fun, and I actually enjoyed that game with him. As fan of off, dude, it's coming. Training camp's fixing to start, and all that shit. Me, you, and Shannon, the guys that watch some football, is gonna have to watch some football.
Listen, I'm just saying, if he's an Auburn fan, I know his favorite moment in the last 20 years was when Nick Saban told him to try and kick that field goal, and they caught it in the end zone and ran it all the way back. Listen, you know why I love that? It's not that I love Auburn. It's that I love that it said, how stupid. Watch what we can do.
Right. Dude, a few years back, and this was so crazy, the night wound up being absolute chaos. They cut the fucking goal. They pulled the fucking goalpost down and marched it all the way through fucking Oxford to the square. But when Ole Miss beat Bama, Hugh Freeze was there, right? And dude, Oxford went ape shit, dude. Absolutely ape shit. I'm serious. They pulled the goalpost down and marched that motherfucker downtown to the fucking square. It was craziness.
Yep. Dude. Oh my God. Hey, you know what? People think football fans are nuts because, if you go to Raiders game, they might throw you off your balcony or some shit. I don't know. But, do you realize in other countries, after a soccer game, they riot?
Right?
Dude, what do? We got some whiny people kneeling during the national anthem, and they can kiss my butt. But other than that, dude, we don't fight like crazy after a game unless it's a Raiders game. Somehow the Raiders seem to be involved in that a lot.
A lot.
Yep.
Dude, funny enough, a lot of people still gripe with me right now, and people with similar beliefs to me, that I still watch the NFL. And let me tell you why. One, I've loved football my whole fucking life. I'm not going to let stupid shit ruin that for me. I simply am not. That's what they want. Two, you know why that shit stopped? You want to know why that shit stopped? I can tell you why it stopped. First off, what a fucking hypocrite. That motherfucker wants to talk about oppression and signs a shoe deal with Nike and wears Chavez shirts everywhere he goes. Fuck you, dude. Anyway, I'm neither here nor there. But if you noticed, most of the players that were making their stance and their kneels and their stinks were all these high contract players. All right. The rest of the guys, them older veterans, the workhorses, the unsung heroes of the NFL that don't make so much money, a lot of what they make is based off league revenue. And when league revenue started going down, so did they paycheck. Yep. So there was other black players saying, shut the fuck up.
I just find it interesting.
Shut the fuck up.
I just find it interesting that him, who was raised by 2 white parents, suddenly started as a racism thing. Dude, you're ridiculous.
And raised in privilege, too. They weren't poor.
You had everything in your life, dude. It was all handed to you. Stop acting like anybody oppressed you.
Right.
You want to know what oppression is? Get out of prison and try and go get a job. That's oppression. Okay, the fact that you were able to get in the NFL and make all the money you did, and then you blew it because you were a dumbass, You know what that is? You were lucky, and then you were dumb. End of story.
Right.
So I don't want to hear any
End
of your
of story.
whining, and nobody wants me in the NFL anyway.
I don't understand how motherfuckers who make hundreds of millions of dollars a year,
Dude, you whine it. No,
first off, can bitch about anything, but two, how they lose that money. I could take at $100 million, I could take the first million, get just about everything my fucking heart ever desired, and put the rest in the bank and live off the interest.
Yep.
I'd never touch the rest of it.
dude,
But these motherfuckers will go through $100 million like it ain't nothing and then bitch because they ain't making enough.
right?
Man, you are playing a fucking backyard game and
Hey,
you're making
listen,
30 plus mil a year to do
Hey,
it.
listen, I'm gonna tell you what.
Sorry.
I'm gonna
not
tell
sorry.
you what. Joshua says, "F football fans, try the Manchester United." I guarantee you, if you put the Manchester United up against the Iron Curtain, Manchester United is flat on their little ass.
Fuck the Iron
sipping
Curtain.
tea.
I'm talking Dome Patrol.
Yeah,
baby.
dude, like for real.
I'm talking Ricky Jackson, Pat
Not,
Sloan, Vaughn Johnson,
not
Sam
Middle
Mills.
East. Oh my God, Madam Red, you're gonna
Dude,
get
you
us
wanna know
in
a funny
trouble. We're
story?
talking about. Oh my God.
You want to know a funny story about a great all-time NFL player? You know who
Pittsburgh
Morton Anderson
Steelers.
is, right?
Mhm.
You know who Morton Anderson is, right? Longtime kicker
Dude,
for the
hell
Saints,
of a
but
leg.
one of the best kickers in the game. All right, he was from some Scandinavian country, and he played rugby. Which NFL players shouldn't bitch. Go play rugby for a while. They don't even wear pads, and they just pretty much kill the motherfucker that's got the ball. Yep. If the motherfucker's got the ball, kill that motherfucker.
Yep.
Anyway, he come over here, and it's funny when he tells his story. He had never even tried to kick a football, or what we call a football, especially not through a goalpost. He said the first thing happened was a bunch of men in little tight pants fucking bent over in front of me, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Dude, and I gotta tell, can I tell Gen Z this or whatever this? What is our generation now? Gen Wussy? Is it Gen W or what is it? I don't know. Listen to you youngins.
Gen
Okay, to your youngins. Okay, here you go. How about being a quarterback who can't see above anybody else? Right? Who can't,
Right.
Who is discredited because of his size. Yet, to his credit, his very last play was kicking a free kick through the goalposts. And we all know who I'm talking. You know who I'm talking about.
Right.
Like, dude, stop whining. You can do what you got to do to get where you got to go. Just do it.
Look, man, my longtime quarterback for my team, Drew Brees, brother, he couldn't see shit. His was all on accuracy, timing, and understanding of knowing where the receivers were supposed to be. That's the thing that was what made that offense actually beautiful. First ring.
And he
couldn't see shit.
I was from LA.
He just knew where motherfuckers were supposed to be.
I was from LA, and he was with the Chargers. And I remember when the Chargers let him go and got Phillip Rivers, I was like, you dumb retard.
Right. Right. Drew and also Drew knew that he didn't have the size and athletic ability just like some of the quarterbacks. So that motherfucker made up with it. And it's where it's why I'm sorry, but some quarterbacks are never going to get there. A for fucking real NFL quarterback has beat you before the snap.
Yep.
He steps to the line like Drew with the Saints offense. When he got in the huddle, he essentially called about 9 plays. When he got under center and saw what the defense was lined up as, then he'd make the audible to let them know which of those 9 plays they were going to run.
Damn.
Great quarterbacks beat you before the snap.
Wait, Eric, beginning of Gen X here. Is Gen X old and cooler? Or is that like Gen X, like you're, halfway out of here?
A what?
Eric says the beginning of Eric says
the fuck does that mean?
Eric says the beginning of Gen X here. What does that mean? Because I don't know. My generation I was born in 68, so there's a really good chance my parents did acid when conceiving me.
I was born in 74, and I promise you mine did.
Yeah, I mean, it explains a lot. What's your guys' excuse? So, listen, is there a mod here besides Madam Red?
How about Muggsy Bogues, Madam, or Spud Webb? Actually, Muggsy was shorter than Spud by a little bit. I think Spud was 5'5", Muggsy was 5'4", and could slam dunk too.
Mine or his? Red. End of the war, kids.
Let's get on the microphone.
Wait, which war? End of which war? You're a baby boomer. Shannon's a baby boomer because right after the World War or whatever it was, they like all fucked each other when they got back. Isn't that why they were baby boomers? Hey, Gavin, if you're here, I'm not going to ask Madam Red. Could you please post a link to the Swole Patrol Discord and mention that they have less than 2 minutes to get in there? Otherwise, they will miss the after party. Muggsy, he played for 2 years with the Harlot Hornets. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, 76 and an hand warm. Okay, 74. Yeah. Hey.
Wasn't that where he was teammates with Manute Bowl? Which was
crazy. Oh, dude, Eric, you and me are Gen X. Are you like the low end or the high end? I'm 68. 80 was cool. Like already disco was almost over.
Right, Chris. I was born at the end of Vietnam, yeah. Pretty much.
Yep.
'69, baby, of course.
Listen. Red, stop flexing. Okay. Yeah, go. Oh, hey, go Cowboys. Hell yeah. Oh my God. My very first football game I ever saw in a stadium when I was a little kid, my uncle was a professor at Texas A&M in College Station, Texas. And I went out there. He lived in Bryan, and my cousin and him took us up to see a Cowboys game. And I don't know who they played, and I don't even know if we won, but I was a little kid, and for the first time ever, something grew in my pants when I looked at them cheerleaders, and I've been a Cowboys fan ever since.
Right, Stacy? Testaverde was. Testaverde, listen to me. Testaverde. He was a much better quarterback than he got fucking credit for also.
Yep. Testaverde went to the Cowboys for a while. Remember that?
Yes, he did. Yep.
Hey. All right.
Dude, man, see.
Avoid oral if Jesse is there. Why? Because it's him? I am so lost. Are you talking about him like on Instagram to get your ED meds that shows up in the ad, or what are you talking about? Is he an ED med?
It's going to cost you cash.
All right. With the makeout session, I think we're going to call it quits, and we're going to jump over to the Discord.
Gonna jump.
Y'all ready?
Oh,
damn. Okay. All right. We'll see you over there. We love y'all. Thanks for being here. We will see you next Tuesday, as we should be back on our routine. And everybody get ready because we've been gone so long. There's a lot we could react to, and we may pick one or two and see how it goes.
And let me tell you something, Kenny. I can't speak for you. We had a tender moment on one of our last podcasts, but with all the stuff that's been going on lately, I'm in a mood to fucking get twitchy. There's a lot of shit we can bitch about.
Okay. I thought
a lot of shit I can be a loud drunk
for a
asshole
minute
about.
there, I thought we were gonna get a room. Okay, now I get it. All right, good. Listen, that's why we're the LDA podcast. A few too many beers. I thought he was proposing a night, but no, we're just gonna bitch. I can totally do that. I'm an old man. Get ready for the next bitch section on Tuesday.
the next bitch.
What does a Brown fan do when Cleveland wins the Super Bowl, turns off their Xbox, and goes to bed? Holy crap. Eric, listen.
Browns ain't finna sniff.
Some people would say you're going to hell for that. I think you're going to heaven. Just saying. All right, y'all. We'll see you over at the Discord.
I approve. The message is authentic.
Good night, y'all.
Night. Love you, and we mean it.
Yep. See you over there.